The total number of military and civilian casualties in World War I was about 40 million. An estimated 15 to 22 million deaths and about 23 million wounded military personnel, making it one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The total number of casualties includes 9 to 11 million military personnel. Civilian casualties ranged from 6 to 13 million. The Triple Entente, also known as the Allies, lost about 6 million troops, while the Central Powers lost about 4 million. At least 2 million died of disease and 6 million went missing. Anonymous. This article lists the casualties of the warring powers based on official sources. About two-thirds of military deaths in World War I were in combat, in contrast to conflicts in the 19th century, when the majority of deaths were due to disease. However, the disease, which included the flu epidemic in 1918 and the deaths as a prisoner of war, still accounts for about a third of all military deaths due to fighting. The death toll from World War I is very different. Estimates of total deaths range from 9 million to 15 million. Official sources put the death toll on the list of all deaths due to military casualties, with an estimated 7 to 8 million combat-related deaths, killed from war wounds, and prisoners of war from accidents and illness. The death toll also includes 2 to 3 million military deaths. The death toll in official reports was published by the United States and Britain. These secondary sources, published during the 1920s, are a source of data on the list of casualties in World War I. This article summarizes the official death toll in the United States and United Kingdom, as well as France, Italy, Belgium, Germany, Austria and Russia. A recent study by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission (CWGC) revised military casualty figures for Britain and its allies. These include the list of military combat dead outside war theaters and recruits from Africa, the Middle East and China. WHO provided logistical support and services to war theaters. The deaths of these aid workers recruited from outside Europe were not among those killed in the First British War, but the deaths of Labour Corps recruited from the British Isles were among those killed in the British War, published in 1921. Were included in the list. The method used by each nation to record and classify casualties was not uniform. A general caveat to accident statistics is that they cannot be compared in every case. Civilian casualties in World War I are effective to estimate, according to Michael Cladfelter, who says the average number of non-combat deaths accepted is 6.5 million. The war involved multi-ethnic empires such as Britain, France, Germany, Russia, Austria, Hungary and Turkey. Many ethnic groups were recruited for military service in these areas. The death toll from modern borders is also included in the table above the statistics of the countries that existed in 1914. Statistics on post-war border deaths in 1924 have been compiled by Russian historian Vadim Altman in a pamphlet on human casualties in 2004 in the 20th century, citing sources from the Soviet era and Russia. Later published in Russia, 1914-1918 according to the online encyclopedia, in addition to the losses that African military personnel and laborers assisted in their operations, a large but unknown number of African civilians were killed. He estimated 750,000 civilian casualties in Africa based on a study by Vadim Altman. He noted that Ehrlichman's figures were based on the work of Russian astronomer Boris Arlans, noting that the estimates were incorrect, and could be used as a reference frame for further investigation. The Oxford History of World War I notes that the severity of the war in East and Central Africa has led to severe food shortages, depopulated populations, and epidemics in some areas, killing hundreds of thousands of people and livestock.